Hey, welcome back to Spoiler Kings. We're going to talk about a review of Evil Dead Rise. Um, if you know me, if you know our channel, we're the Spoiler Kings, you know I didn't go see it. But I'm here with Tate Craver and Brandman Brandon, and they will tell you about what's going on. I'm just not that I'm a fraidy cat, but anything I can't beat up, I don't put my hands. I'm not going to do. So this is just what it is. I want to read you guys a synopsis real quick, and then I'm gonna let them just take over. So if that's okay with everybody, that's what we're gonna do. All
Let's
right.
do it.
All right. A reunion between two estranged sisters gets cut short by the rise of flesh-possessing demons, thrusting them into a primal battle for survival as they face the most nightmarish version of family imaginable. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen the first 10 minutes of it, the first 15 minutes, and the last 10 minutes. That's pretty much what's going on. But
Yeah.
uh, so let's start with the good, guys. So I think we'll start with Brandman Brandon. Tell me what the good in this movie.
I'd say it does what an Evil Dead movie is supposed to do. First and foremost, so it was very very effective, and they did a really great job with the tension. From a technical standpoint, the sound in this movie, whoever did the whoever was in charge of the sound design, like really they need a raise and some type of award, because seeing this movie, the sound was just art in motion. I think that it didn't wear out its welcome. It was just the right time length. It clocked in like just a little bit over an hour and a half.
1 hour 33 minutes. I believe.
1 hour 33 minutes. Yeah. So it didn't wear out its welcome. It didn't have to be 2 hours, anything like that. And it kind of like, I know I mentioned the tension. The movie gives you like this really almost kind of in the setting, because it's in a building, it's in one location. It gives you almost this claustrophobic vibe to it, this boxed in vibe, which really, adds to the gravity of the character situation. Like you feel that kind of boxed in claustrophobia, or claustrophobic feel to it. I thought it was well acted. I wasn't really familiar with really, honestly, any of the actors in this, but I thought they were all great. They were all effective. Just from the pacing, the mood of the movie, the setting, I really liked. It definitely felt Evil Dead, and the director Lee Cronin, you could tell he definitely directed, what came before him with Sam Raimi, in terms of a lot of the shots, the trademark Evil Dead zoom-ins and the Dutch angles, and just that. So it was very much its own animal, while respecting the past, which I really, really appreciated.
Okay, those are good ones. All right, Tank. So, what goods do you have?
Man, I mean,
Brandon,
we kind of hit a lot. But I would say I thought the acting was pretty good. Was it Alyssa Sutherland was the mom, was the villain. She knocked it out of the park. I thought the makeup design was really great, because once she becomes evil, I don't want to say how or what, kind of keep it spoiler free, but obviously she's, see it in the trailer. They do a really good job at just like almost like dehumanizing her, like her teeth look almost wooden, with just like the weird buildup on that they put on her teeth. And then just, I don't know if she has like just like high cheekbones, so they were able to like make everything else just like look really like zombie skeleton-ish. So like I thought the makeup with her was really great. But just like the idea of it being a family was like, who this is gonna hit. This is gonna hit different than just a group of friends. Oh man, because. But yeah, I thought the acting was really good. So yeah, Alyssa Sutherland and Lily Sullivan was Beth, was the sister, and I thought she did a good job. But for me,
she's kind of bad, by the way.
Well, yeah.
Wait a second, I'll go.
Yeah, I'll be your daddy.
They were both kind of bad. I'm not even gonna lie.
But you know what? It's funny because they look similar. They did a good job casting, and they had similar features.
Like a younger sister, like very much.
Exactly.
Yeah, very much. Yeah, but for me, the stars were the kids. Were the three kids: Danny, Jessica, and Cassie. Was it Jessica? Yeah.
Yeah. That's fine.
Or was it Bridget?
What's it? Bridget.
Bridget.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Jessica was there too. Yeah.
Jessica was the one at the beginning at the cabin, right?
Yeah. But the three kids were whole because they were the show, for me, because that was so good. And the scene going from human to like evil dead, like zombie, kind of thing was great. You're gonna like what Cookie said. And Cookie knows. She does all the makeup stuff. I always see her on Twitter. The makeup is so creepy, well done, very well done. Because it wasn't like too over the top, and it let some of the CGI do some of the job for them too. Spitting out goo and all the whatever stuff that was coming out of their bodies,
the black
stuff, the white stuff. It was just, it was crazy. But the makeup was really, yeah. And oh my God, I mean, is it an Evil Dead movie? If by the end, if not, everyone's red.
Bloody,
just red.
Everyone's just
So, but yeah. I thought, but it was the take was what got me, was like, okay. Oh, this is a family, and then we're gonna introduce the most evil kind of thing that we know of, and introduce it in the family and see what happens. And it was like, damn, that hurts. That's painful.
I got a quick question though. So why did she open the door? I was confused about that.
It was still early in the film, or she just become evil, and they kind of blocked the little girl, so she didn't quite know.
So she didn't know what was going on. I got you.
She didn't quite know what was going on because I know you, like you said, you didn't watch it.
I told you, I was like, time to go,
because like that scene, she like as Beth looks through the peephole and there's people flying and shit is happening. I was like, what the hell? It was such a great shot, and I love when they do cool stuff like that, because like you only get that one view and everything happened, so you hear stuff and then you see a person fly by, and then like this happens, and then blood splatter and like all this craziness, and then even like when they're looking through the peephole and the mom is like talking through the peephole, so it's like looking at you as the viewer, as watching it. I thought that was a cool shot, and it was very simple. It was just from the view of the daughter and Beth. But Beth, not Beth. Cassie was kind of hidden, so she thought like, oh, mommy needs help, and then she opens that door, and as soon as she opens that chokehold,
So yeah, that definitely worked. That worked, and even how the Deadites, the evil, was released this time, worked a little bit more for me in this one than it did in the remake, because we're talking about a grown man in the remake from 2013 that blatantly ignored all these warning signs written in this book. Leave this book alone. Don't touch it. Blah blah blah. It was even wrapped up in barbed wire. At least with this one, with the kid Danny kind of playing the records, he kind of he started to realize that, oh, I shouldn't be messing with this, and at least tried to stop it. But at that point, it was too late. So I did appreciate that one. At least he wasn't. Even though I wouldn't have touched the thing with like the little teeth on the book, that that would have been enough for me to be like, nope.
Anything that doesn't look like it could be alive, no, I'm good. I don't care if it's Harry Potter. I don't care what is going on. I'm not messing with it. But that's just me.
Well, that's the thing. It's made of human skin, so you're like,
it worked. It worked a little bit more than in this one. So I'm like, it was a stupid thing to do, but he's not like
he's still stupid.
He
was stupid, but he wasn't like as stupid as the dude in the remake.
I agree. I got you.
And I think you can allow a kid, because Danny was like 16 maybe,
16, yeah.
some around there, or at least felt like it's 16. So you can forgive like an arrogant, like everything's gonna be okay, like nothing bad can happen to me, from a 16-year-old rather than like a 25-year-old or something like that. It's like, but yeah, go ahead.
Okay. And what do we have for bad, guys? Anything? Because I mean, it seems like you really enjoyed it and it was a short length, but was there any bad scenes or bad parts of this movie?
I really have a hard time saying there was, obviously it's not like the movie's not like perfection. It's not Shawshank Redemption, obviously, but I'm not sure that I can complain about anything without sounding like insanely nitpicky.
Yeah.
I have this knee-jerk instinct to say, oh, it was too bloody, but it's Evil Dead. It's supposed to be bloody, or, I know I mentioned the runtime, but we needed that kind of brief to the point runtime and pacing. So I can't, or I could complain about like the lighting in some parts of the movie, but it's Evil Dead.
It's supposed to be dark.
Movie. It's supposed to be dark.
Yeah.
So really, I'm not sure what I can say to complain about it that wouldn't sound super nitpicky.
Okay.
Yeah.
What you got, Tank? Yeah.
I do got one. Like I didn't mind like what Brandon said, like him, Danny opening up the book and stuff like that. It was okay. I thought it was just kind of like, again, it could be like nitpicky, but it's like the reason how they found the book and the stuff. It was just like very coincidence. Like, oh, it just so happens this happens at the same time and blah, blah, blah. And then, now you got like a 16-year-old, like, oh, let me jump down this random hole. It's like, bullshit out of it, It's like,
And so. The only reason I kind of rolled with that is because, the earthquake happened and he looked in there and saw a vault. We kind of get a hint that the kid that, this family might be in a little bit of a financial hardship potentially with them having to move and that sort of thing. Right. So
the whole building was condemned. Condemned. Yeah. There was only a few people on that floor. I think like three units were only used.
Yeah. So part of me kind of accepted that.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I didn't hate it, because like obviously there needs to be a reason. And you can always say like evil helped create the earthquake, and so they can help be found. Kind of
didn't help. They didn't tell you to jump down in a hole. Yeah. There's no earth opening and me jumping down a hole unless unless it's like gold. So that's not happening. I probably once the hole's there, I'm probably not jumping in there. I'm like, Brandon, why don't you go get it?
Yeah.
Send me down there.
I'll tie a rope. I'll tie a rope
around you. I can pull you up. Don't worry about it.
2 times, pull you back.
I like it. That's funny. That's good.
Yeah, but the only thing was like the ending. I really don't want to spoil this. The ending was good. I enjoyed it. It's very like what the F. But it felt like it went from like being like funny, not funny, but from being like scary and creepy to like, okay, now you're kind of going over the top a little bit. But that's what Evil Dead tends to do at times. But a part of me is like kind of asking questions like, wait, why did it? The bad guy want to do that? It seemed like, I don't know. So, I don't want to get too spoilery with it, but that was kind of like, I'm like, I mean, it looked cool and it was kind of crazy looking and off the wall. But it didn't make sense to me. Okay. Like why? Like, it didn't seem like there was a good purpose for it. I don't know, but it was cool. Nonetheless, man, that's about it, man. I'm trying to think of anything else.
Can I ask you guys? So, where does the franchise go from here?
Well, real quick, I do have one other thing. Was this a prequel or a sequel to the remake? It doesn't really tell you.
That's a very good question.
I'm kind of inclined to say it didn't even treat the remake as canon. Almost, it almost just kind of felt like it was doing
its own thing.
Its own thing.
It was like a standalone.
Yeah, like here's the next story of the book. Like this is what happens with the book. You know.
Yeah, I almost want to say almost kind of like a reinvention of the franchise.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, but that could like lead into what the question Bryon asked, like where does it go? And this could be where it goes. It's just these one-off stories of like, now this person found the book. Okay, now this person found the book. You know, because then you can go in different times. You can go like medieval times. You know, you can go like different time eras and like tell different stories. You know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
The reason I ask because I feel like it'd be like a codex. Someone gets control of it, and maybe they realize I can use this to my advantage in some way, or they like, or they even give it to people that are their enemy and create an empire by using that. Is this something we're doing, or is this something that you can use to finally get to the apocalypse? I don't know. So I'm just wondering, where do you thought that it was actually going to go from here?
Yeah. That's why I was hoping Perp was to be in chat, because I was kind of curious, like what he thought, where it's going to go next, and what was this? Was it a prequel? Was it a sequel? Or was it just a new kind of one shot, kind of like its own story of the book?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It really just felt like its own thing, and they left without spoiling anything, it did kind of leave the door open for, just like you said, you could do more with it. You could make a sequel. You could do prequels. It really kind of left the door open, several doors open. If we want to be fair.
Yeah, because you can always do a prequel of the people that recorded the albums.
Exactly.
That would be really interesting.
That's very interesting. I like
all the priests. Everyone like then now we have their story of them dealing with it, and one of the guys like set the recording. It's like, I'm making this as a warning type of whatever he did.
So did you guys know that this was actually supposed to be released in HBO Max?
HBO Max, yeah. But it tested so well.
It tested so well. They said, let me put it in the movie theater, and it's already made over $40 million. So good job, HBO Max. Good job doing that. Made a good decision.
I know. I real quick, I read an article that when they did the screeners for this, like the testings, that people were freaking out so much because of the gore and the horror that they had to reshoot it to bring it down a little bit. So I kind of want that cut. I want to see that cut. I want to see what
that's the one you're gonna get. That's the one you're gonna get in
the Blu-ray combo. Yeah.
But don't blame us if you throw up.
Cool with that.
It would have been so cool, just because I love Halloween season. I would have loved seeing this in like a packed theater in October, just for Halloween season. Warner Brothers, if you're watching it, re-release it in October.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. With that being said, let's go ahead and jump into our ratings. All right. So here at Spoiler Kings, we rate our movies, our reviews a little bit differently. We use our now, later, and never rating. Now means drop what you're doing, go watch this movie right now. It is 100% something you have to know. You have to see it in the theater. It's part of the ambiance. It's everything that you want now. Later, it's something that is good, it's fine, something that we can wait on streaming. We can eventually get to it while you're washing dishes, while you're, barbecuing. You can watch this movie. It's fine. Never is when you literally never going to watch it. You don't want him to ever touch the TV. You don't want to do anything. Like literally, you would rather smash the TV than watch this movie. So that's what we got. Those are our ratings. What do you guys rate Evil Dead Rise?
So, real quick, don't watch this while you eat. Bryon said, while you're barbecuing. No. You wait till after the barbecue, late at night. Don't watch this when you eat.
It don't make you hungry?
Yeah. Because you just barfed. So that you got an empty stomach again. But yeah.
Nice Chianti.
Yeah. Oh man!
All right, man. What you got?
This is a now. Especially if you're a horror enthusiast, this is very much a must watch. Obviously, if you're an Evil Dead fan, I'll give anything Evil Dead related at least one watch. But yeah, if you want to go to the theater and get scared and be tense and get everything that you want out of the horror genre, give this this is pretty much everything that you're looking for, I'd say. A lot of tense moments, no shortage of gore. Like I said, it's just the right runtime. It really doesn't pull any punches, I don't think. So yeah, I could now this. I could give this a now.
Okay.
Yeah.
What you got, Tank?
Well, real quick. So Xavier came in. He goes, "The gore is the least of my concerns of Evil Dead Rise." Yeah, and those kids making random stupid decisions was just like any typical horror film. Yeah, which is why you let the teenagers do that, because teenagers make horrible decisions. So, it makes sense.
Yeah, like I said, that didn't sit well with me in the remake. We're talking about a grown dude blatantly ignoring the warning signs, but
the book is wrapped in barbed wire,
and all this stuff written in it, not to mess with this book, and you do it anyway. And ironically,
you deserve it. You deserve what's going to happen to you with this.
Appropriately, that character took the most damage in the remake, so I wasn't even mad.
But for me, with Evil Dead Rise, I'm giving it a now. It was great. It was a great horror film. If you're a fan of the franchise, I think it's not a direct, connected to the Bruce Campbell era ones or the remake. It really didn't feel connected at all to the remake one in 2013. But man, like but it felt still part of the universe, kind of like of all the lore and stuff. So it was great. If you're a horror film in general, I think you're gonna love it. This was great to watch. It was, like Brand said, no shortage of gore, violence, people saying very messed up shit, the demon, mom saying very bad things. Yeah. But so yeah, it was really good, really good. I enjoyed it a lot.
We're scalping each other. I don't need any of that stuff in my life.
Yeah.
I don't need it in my life.
Yeah, but that was good. And then we got Cookie said, "I'm gonna catch it as soon as it's streaming."
Yep,
that's not bad. Yeah, that's not bad. If you can watch it definitely if you can watch it 4K, if you can rent it on 4K on Vudu or something like that, this is worth a 4K rental. And then blast the sound. I think you have a good time at home with this one, for sure.
I loved the sound design in this. The sound, it sounded so great.
It's a character in itself. The setting, it helps with the setting. So
yeah. And then Xavier said it feels like standalone and separate from the other films, which I think it is. I think it was meant to feel like that. I don't know.
That's awesome. I mean, those are good ratings. I mean, it's always a never for any horror movie, but I tried, and it's so scary that I can't do it. That tells you already now, if you like scary movies, this is for you. It's not for Bryon the Grizzly, but I appreciate you guys talking about this movie. Evil Dead Rise is already made over $40 million, which is crazy. Does that surprise you guys that's done so well?
Not me.
I'm learning to never underestimate certain things, and Evil Dead, I'm almost inclined to say, has kind of gone beyond cult at this point. In terms of the horror genre, so I'm not too surprised to a certain extent. Curious to see where they go from here. I think we're getting some kind of follow up in some way, shape, or form, just in terms of how it's performed.
Awesome. Yeah, I can see that. And then real quick with Rotten Tomatoes,
I got it up next.
Oh, you got it? Go for it, man.
So I got Rotten Tomatoes where we are right now. We have over 161 reviews. They have the tomato meter is at 85%, but the audience also has it at 80%. So it's doing well. And the audience has over 1,000 people that have rated this movie. So that tells you that this is something special. It's something that you might really enjoy watching.
Yeah. Well, like one of the things I saw was said 2.5 stars. It said movie was okay, but they failed to explain the origin of the evil from the book. And I was like,
did you not watch?
That's fine. I mean, I don't think you needed to, because if they go that route of now we're telling stories of how the book affected people, which will be a great idea of it. And you can go a bunch of different ways. You don't need to keep saying this is why the book's evil every single time. Like if you've seen the movie, you know why. And you just look at it. It's evil. Who gives a shit? Like, man, well, it got teeth. It's an evil book. You don't need anything more than that. So, yeah.
Yeah. And with Evil Dead, especially with this one, something that kind of added more to the one thing that I like with horror sometimes is when they kind of go into the fear of the unknown, and just it being an evil book that you shouldn't be messing with was enough for me. I'd actually be fine with them just making follow-ups and. You don't.
I mean, you follow it throughout everything, and then you can. That seems like it should be something that should be on streaming services, but it's if it does so well in the Dolby Digital and having the darkness and having the sound and the bold sound around you. I mean, if that really does it, you might as well keep on releasing them. Do it every Halloween, every 3 Halloweens. You got another Evil Dead coming out. Keep it alive. I mean, I think that's a great idea, honestly.
And maintain the horror element. I think that the more kind of hokey, kind of B movie cheesy element really only worked with the character of Ash. So I don't think doing a carbon copy of it, just kind of do the basics that make that are so synonymous with Evil Dead, like the crazy zoom ins and the camera cutting through the forest or the buildings and the Dutch angles and stuff like that. But just kind of keep making your own thing rather than, just kind of trying to make like a carbon copy of Ash and the tone of the Raimi movies.
Yeah, just do all your stuff. Do yourself. I like that.
Yeah. And then a couple last ones before we call it. Definitely renting 4K. Might get a soundbar for the occasion. Soundbars are pretty cheap now, and they're good. I think my soundbar, I didn't pay that much, and I love it. I love it. Yeah, that thing, the bass hits, it sounds amazing. It sounds like surround sound. So, yeah, for sure. Go kill.
I'm actually considering a soundbar myself because I've been kind of looking around for a new TV for my bedroom. So,
yeah, definitely
soundbars in the bedroom, the living room. That's where in family rooms. That's where you had the Bose speakers.
You get the 5.1.
Exactly.
You need to feel it.
Exactly.
Yeah, the elevator scene was crazy. Which one? Because there's a couple. So, well, all of them are really awesome. And then Xavier said, "If you're squeamish at all, don't eat for sure." I ate cheese sticks, and it was fine.
Hey, you were looking at those cheese sticks again, like,
it looks a lot like a finger. Yeah, but
all right, but that is our review of Evil Dead Rise, guys. That's what we're thinking. Let us know what you thought. If you guys went and saw the movie, tell me what you're thinking about. Comment in this section if you're watching this later. But this is what we love. We love doing these reviews. We do this every Monday. We usually do on Thursdays. We do TV shows. We're on our way to 1,000 subscribers right now. We actually have a giveaway. We're going to release our giveaway video, our first giveaway video this week for our third prize winner. We're going to also have a second prize winner, and we'll release that when we have 900 subscribers, and then we'll have a first prize winner. We'll release that at 950. So that's what we're going to be doing. Stay tuned to more videos. I want to thank everybody for being here. Thank for everyone being in the chat. Thank you guys for watching it because I was too scared to do it. And we're going to move on to another topic right away. Thank you, guys.